Forgive me. Fucking. Cats are not dogs, man. They're not dogs, just so you know, bro. Alright. I said trying to teach my cat how to play kick. So I throw him the ball. And then he beats it up. And eventually he throws it back at me. So, patience. It literally was just working my computer. She got a little attitude, you know what I'm saying? Honestly. All right, guys. I'm back. I'm back. Yeah. So I kind of crashed out a little bit, just a little baby bit. After I made a video and then the sound stopped working from those bum headphones off of TikTok Shop. I mean, not headphones, microphones off of TikTok Shop. They worked for one full video, and then the next video, it recorded 3 minutes of me talking for 45. And yeah, so I kind of was like, I need to go regroup over here. I still don't have a mic. Okay. I still don't have a mic. And, you know, but we're still going to make it do what it do. I can't keep holding myself up because of little things. I found my tripod broke, and so I got a new tripod, and so we're moving forward with what we got. While it was broken, I did decide to take a new direction with this channel. Okay, so originally Black Tea Party was supposed to be kind of like it still is like a social topic channel where I like sit and I talk about social topics. I will say I am going to gear it more towards my opinion now and be less of a educational channel. So this is going to be basically content that has rage baited me, that is both political and educational. All right, so I'm not going to be putting funny rage bait on here. I'm putting like actual genuine things that like upset me in day-to-day life, that I feel like, why is this a conversation? And also like things that like people come across and they try to make it seem like it's one thing and it's not. And if I ever get into any TikTok debates, know that I'll be on that too. And that's actually what these first 2 videos are going to be, basically me in TikTok debates with lames on the internet. All right, so let's get into it. Then go away, bro, and stop touching my shit.
It is important that officers communicate with all different people, no matter their disability.
I love this video, and let me tell you why. Cops need to learn ASL, period. Deaf and nonverbal people do exist. We drive, we shop, and we live. So what happens when a cop pulls us over and we can't hear their commands? They assume we're ignoring them or resisting just because we didn't hear them. That's how innocent people get hurt. Help. Understand. One simple sign, 1 second of patience. That's all it takes to save a life. When you know ASL, you're not just doing your job. You're building trust, you're showing respect, and you're making sure we all make it home safe.
That was basically like a post I reposted. So I follow this guy, King Ron 4L, on Instagram. He started off basically teaching, and he still does, teaching people how to curse in ASL, which I find hilarious. And at one point in time, I was like utilizing very much, right? But he also advocates for himself. So is a Black man that has a condition called Usher syndrome, which leaves him completely deaf and also almost completely blind. I want to say, like, he can still see, but it's not great, right? So I posted that video because, like, yes sir, like, tell people what you need and what you want, right? Like, the cop in the beginning is only there for 2 seconds, and I feel like it's not that big of a deal, that, you know, like, whatever. Like, but even though when I posted it, I knew because like where I'm at, where I live right now, is like a bunch of like ultra leftist like people. And like, not to say I'm not conservative, don't get it twisted over here, right? But I will say there's dangers on both sides because ignorance flows deep in both sections. All right, so let's get into like what prompted me to make this video. I had someone that followed me, that follows me on Instagram, send me a message, basically. And we're gonna read it, we're gonna break it down, and we're gonna talk about this today. So this is what the person said. Not to be a bummer, but that cop still gonna kill a human while signing stop resisting. It's a great theory, but could never happen in practice, not in the capacity that police exist in this country. Okay, cool. I respond, it's not a bummer. I fully expected someone to comment on that, but I think of the day with someone, oh shit, I had a grammar error, my bad. I think of someone with an actual disability is saying they appreciate this person of this profession reaching out and making the effort. That's what we should focus on. Okay, cool. Next person. I am happy someone is appreciative of this too, which I'm guessing they're saying they're happy that the person with the disability is appreciative that a cop knows sign language, but like it's okay. I'm happy someone is appreciative of this too. I disagree. People making an effort from inside a systemically corrupt law enforcement system will not change anything. It may make someone smile for 5 minutes, but it will not stop the harm from being caused by anyone surrounding one person in that system. All right. And then this is the message that never got a response. It was seen though, but it just never got a response. From me. I mean, Rome wasn't built in a day. And I believe that people tend to focus very heavily on all the negative things that are wrong within the system. And I do agree, it's a broken and corrupt system. But it was also built over the course of hundreds of years. So it's not going to change in one day. It takes a collective of people expressing and advocating for their needs in order for movement to happen. And I don't think it's helpful to say something is bad if you have no plans of advocacy to better and or create new systems. All right. I don't know if you can see my legs, but they're crossed right now. That's probably the best if you can't, because I'm not even really wearing pants for real. So, what did we learn today? Don't come for me if I ain't send for you. I understand cops are bad, however you feel about that, that's however you feel about that. Me personally, I have been blessed to not have too many negative experiences with police officers. I have had experiences with police officers for a shit show. For sure. But they weren't entirely negative, and honestly, the negative issue was the issue of the person who called them in the first place. That's who I got beef with, not the cops. 2, I will never understand how people can be so loud and so unhelpful. It's not even about being loud and wrong, because like, in that person's defense, I don't think they're wrong. Like, you're right. This is a system built on corruptness. Like, cops were originally like people sent to track down slaves, KKK members, you know, and they bring the slaves back to the plantation, and then they, you know, got paid. Like, that is a slave patrol. That's what I'm looking for. That's what cops originally were. Same thing with firefighters, though, and everyone loves them mofos. Yeah, go look up the history of firefighters. Like, all of these systems, the government, the system of the government, how it runs is corrupt. And it is meant to suppress people that were already suffering. We know this, right? But what I will never stand for is someone coming and being like, oh, well, it doesn't matter anyway. It doesn't matter anyway. Because, like, there is no move forwards. If people really thought like that, you would be able to be on this phone telling me it right now that like it doesn't matter because cops are bad, because guess what, you still be a slave. Yeah, because what we're not going to do is silence the voice of a black man who has a disability and is saying, this is what I need. Because that's what you're doing. You're basically you're not telling him, also go in his messages and tell him that. I would love to see that. Because you're telling me, I repost the video because I think advocacy is fire. I think everyone should be able to advocate for themselves. If you need something, see something, say something. Need something, say something. Want something, say something. That's what this is all about. At the end of the day, like, closed mouths don't get fed, right? But you coming in and being like, it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter. Okay, what is that doing? It matters to them. Because you can't sit here and tell me, you at least being able to hear the stop resisting gives you the option whether to wiggle a little bit more or not, because you know how that's gonna go, right? But imagine not being able to hear and damn near not be able to see, and a person of authority with a weapon, a pew-pew, pulls you over and they're talking to you and you're just kind of like, and then like being like, and they think that you're disrespecting them, and now they are dead. DEAD. Because communication, it means so much. At least gives the opportunity, and even if you believe it, the illusion of comfort and safety. And I think everyone deserves to at least have that. That's bare minimum. And you're coming over here telling me you don't care. You're basically telling me you don't care that someone, like, you're speaking for someone who you can't relate to. Like, this person has a disability that, for all I know, like, you can't relate to. You've never said anything about having a hearing or an eyesight problem. I mean, you wear glasses, but we both do. Like, so you can see at least somewhat. And you're telling me that basically, like, this person going out and on the internet and seeing a video of a cop that also looks like him, because the cop was also a black man, which, whatever. This cop that looks like him is saying, like, we need to communicate with the people better. And this man that looks like the cop is saying, I would love if you communicated with the people better, because it would make me feel safe if, like, I got pulled over, which he more than likely will, and I can say I'm deaf, and I think that's like, is it like this? Let me know. If you deaf, let me know. I think it's something around the ear. They're like, I want to say that's how you say deaf. Correct me if I'm wrong. And that person can be like, oh, okay, like, and switch it up for him. And like, that's his whole thing is about spreading awareness about ASL and about hearing and about Usher syndrome. And you come into my shit and all you can say is, well, the cop will kill him anyway. Please go touch some grass. Touch some grass, because you're losing the plot. Like, all of y'all are losing the plot. Anyone who can look at that video and say that, you're losing the plot. Because it's not about the cop. It's about the guy. It's about the person with the disability saying, this is what I need. It's not about the cop. It's not about the corrupt systems. And at the end of the day, like, those systems will never change because we don't put enough pressure on them to change. And what we do is we accept the fact that, like, when we see the paddy wagon rolling up, is that someone's going to be unalive. That's crazy. That's insane. Like, it's literally insane. And I feel so bad that this is where the world has come to. You know, like, I feel bad because I wish people had more fight in them. I wish people had the fight they said they had. You know, like, these people talk about faceism all the time, and all types of like diabolical government bodies, and how they will destroy these government bodies, and like in real life, like, they're just terrified. They're terrified to say anything. They're terrified to think any further past like, this government hates me. And it's just like, you will never get anything done like that. First of all, first steps first, live your life. Joy is resistance to some extent. I actively believe that, and I actively practice that, right? Second of all, over everything else, the human voice matters. This is more of the story at this point. Over everything else, the human voice matters. No matter how you feel about something, no matter about how you're perceiving something, over everything else, what someone is telling you, that is what matters. And number 3, don't come for me if I ain't sin for you, because stop, please stop. Like, I really feel like y'all need to take a moment, and you need to breathe, you need to assess, like, why do you feel this angry about these things? Is it like, actually, like, is what you're gonna say constructive? Or is it just, you're in a very negative headspace, and you want everyone else to see everything from that jaded headspace? Trust me, my lenses are already tinted. I am Black, I am queer, and I have a vagina. So I'm already seeing things pretty green out here, pretty green. I don't need to be any more jaded than I already am. And also, I understand nuance. You should understand nuance. Intersectionality is real, and that actually has made me better with how I perceive the world. Even though I know things are bad, I always look and try to see what is the counteraction to these bad things. I'm just saying. I just feel like we have gotten to a point in the world where, like, things are so obviously wrong, right? Like, you scroll, meh. You look outside, meh. You look inside, meh. Like, everything is wrong, right? So it's time to stop thinking about how wrong those things are, because it's really not helping anybody. And just next steps, focus on how we can make those things better. That's next steps. Focus on how we can make those things better, because at the end of the day's got to end. And we are a part of that. No acceleration BS, okay? But I mean, like, realistically, real talk, it's time to start thinking about how do we make the underheard voices heard again, right? And it doesn't start with telling those voices that what they're saying is null and void because this is what's happening right now. It's hearing those voices, us, the able people, the people who can push the narrative forward, hearing those voices and being like, you know what? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. And pulling it forward to the forefront. Because it really does start with little things. I don't think you shouldn't fixate on small things, right? But you should fixate on what you can change. And like what I can do, because I'm on this goddamn phone for a 25/8, I can see a post and I can be like, I'm going to push that forward. And then what you can do as the next viewer is you can critically think. So yeah, I hope everyone enjoys this new segment. Of course, I'm gonna polish it up. We're gonna become better as time goes along, right? But like, I hope everyone can enjoy this new segment, this little taste of what Black Tea Party's got for you. Just sip on that.